Yeah, I guess we're live. So, welcome everybody to the Ronimo Streamisho. I'm Tim, with me is Jasper.
Yes, hi.
And behind us on the controls is Koen.
Hey.
But you're all familiar with the...
Spectator mode guy.
Yeah.
Amongst other things.
Amongst other things. So, let me just apologize for the really late start. We had some technical difficulties. We're not sure how it happened or what's... We've got a temporary microphone, so that's why it's a bit...
It might be a bit noisy, or what do you call it?
Yeah, there's a lot of background noise.
Probably, yeah. But it should still work.
Yeah, we're gonna work on fixing the actual microphone once the stream is over, but yeah, half an hour is long enough to wait, right? So yeah. So if there's some adjustments to be made, let Koen know so he can tweak him a bit. And then we'll just get on with the show because we've got some stuff to talk about.
Exactly. We got a lot of good stuff. So
we got some news and some other things. So let's get to it. Let's get to the juicy bits, the news, the updates.
Good.
So we can tweak him a bit, switch to our news. Then we'll just get on with the show because we've got some stuff to talk about. Oh yeah, the stream. We've got some news and some other things. Scene. So let's get to it. Let's get to the juicy bits, the news. Oh yeah, you can put the. Yeah, can you put it on the screen for us as well? Yeah, awesome. So let's start talking about Awesomenauts Assemble.
Oh right. The
patch 1.4 hit. So
yeah. The PS4 version got updated last week. With a lot of great stuff.
Yeah,
Nips
can you
in
put it
there,
on the screen
right?
for us?
Awesome.
Yeah,
Voltar has
awesome.
been reworked
So let's
and he's now
start
also
talking about
available
Assemble.
on PS4.
Patch 1.4.
Sharona has been fixed. So yeah, most of the big stuff.
Just a lot of stuff and some skins and all kinds of cool stuff. We're really glad the patch finally hit. We had some difficulties originally with launching it, but
yeah, it's always we have a bunch of DLC and we have Sony America, Sony Europe, and it all needs to be coordinated and timed right.
There was a bit of a hiccup there, but it's live now, so everybody who owns a PlayStation 4 has Awesomenauts Assemble PlayStation 4. Go update it, go play it. There's a lot of cool new stuff.
Yes, and of course we're always getting questions on when are there new characters for the PC version coming to PS4. We're working on that, so don't worry. Rocco and Ksenia will also make it to PS4.
Yeah, definitely.
It'll just take some time.
Yeah. So when you talk about PS4, it's a console version. Let's talk about the other console version that's in the works, the Xbox One version.
Yes. Yeah, we played it over. We have a build of Awesomenauts running on Xbox One here.
We've been testing it extensively, actually.
Yeah, we've been testing it extensively, and things are looking pretty good. Not good enough though. So
yeah, we've made a list of things that need to be fixed by Abstraction Games, and they'll get to work on it right away, so that we can submit it and that it can be released basically.
Hopefully.
Hopefully it will be released pretty soon.
A lot of minor glitches. The most important thing is I think that the frame rate should be a little higher before release. It's very playable, but you want to push it to that 60 FPS.
Yeah.
Which we know you all love. As per we.
So look for it. We're still working on it. So like I said, we tested it a lot, and it's coming definitely, and it will be up to date with the PlayStation 4 version. It will be the same version.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The original PS4 version had a couple of bugs when it launched, and we don't want to have the same situation with Xbox One. So
that's why it might take a little longer.
Right.
So next up, and also let's just link everything together. We were at PAX.
Right.
PAX Prime. We got a lot of questions about the PlayStation version, the Xbox version. So it was a lot of fun. I mean, we were both there.
Yeah.
It was great.
We hosted the booth at PAX. We had a lot of visitors. We have some of you guys who might be watching actually. Hopefully, hi guys, volunteering at our booth. Helping us out.
Just like Gamescom, it was invaluable.
Yeah.
It was so great having people help out. It gives us a lot more room to talk with people and get stuff done, and it helps us out. It gives a lot of peace of mind, and it's great to work with people, to work with fans who volunteer. And yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was super fun. PAX in itself is a great show, so if you can ever make it there, please do, because it's
Yeah, definitely.
super
If
fun.
you ever have a chance, visit PAX. It was
Yeah.
great. And I want to, of course, thank the people from the Indie Mega booth
Right.
who gave us a space there, basically.
Right. It's the last time that Awesomenauts will be in the Indie Mega booth, though. Next time we'll have a bigger self-contained booth, hopefully. So.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Remember on the slope by the fishing fishermen, people can't actually hear you if they have their left ear covered.
Okay.
The voices are only coming through on the left hand side and you're a bit soft, so I don't know if you guys can try closer, but it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be an interesting adventure, basically. Okay, we'll do it like this. Is this
you
better?
can boost the mic in XSplit a
It's
little
already
bit.
at max, so it's
XSplit can.
It
can
doesn't
go
look
up.
like Max and XSplit, but
it doesn't. No, oh yeah.
it's just a little bit.
Yeah.
Every bit helps, I guess. Keep Koen posted and pester him for the volume, and we'll try and work on it. But there's not
Yeah.
much we can do.
Hopefully, most of it will go through.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get back to PAX. It was great. It was fun. Great 4 days.
Uh-huh.
Hope to do it again.
Exactly. And
Next year.
we've been getting questions about when is the next chance to meet up with us and get your hands on a Robo Scoop. Well, first of all, I think there's a chance right now.
Well, yeah, we'll have chances during the stream. So,
Well,
you know,
soon.
there will be scoops during the stream.
Right.
For Dutch, for our fellow Dutchmen, there will be a convention pretty soon in a few weeks
Right.
called First Look. If you attend that,
Yeah, if you're in the area, even people from Germany or Belgium who might be interested, it's called First Look. It's in Utrecht, right?
yeah, it's in Utrecht.
And we'll have a pretty nice setup there. 12 stations, and we'll be making sure that everybody gets a Robo Scoop there as well.
Yeah. So that will be the earliest opportunity. I don't know when the next international opportunity will pop up. So your most likely place for Robo Scoops will be the streams.
Well, that's not totally true. I think I can announce that we'll be sure to be at least at PAX East. We might even do a convention earlier than that, but PAX East is already
PAX East
set in
next
stone.
year.
Yeah.
So yeah,
if you're-
PAX East will be there.
If you're in the Boston area, check us out.
Cool. Okay, let's get going. Next on our list. This is pretty cool, actually. Have
Oh,
you
yeah.
heard about this? I bet you did.
yeah. I haven't tried it yet though, but I've seen it. I've seen videos on it, and it looks really cool.
So there was originally was it a website, Koen?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
it was an application made by students.
It wasn't a student application. It's a Naut drafter. So basically, it's draft mode for Awesomenauts. Right now, it's on Steam Greenlight.
Yeah.
So if you want, if you like the drafting opportunities,
Right. So
just vote on it on Greenlight. It's
Yeah.
cool.
it's a really cool program. One of the problems that the guys making it had was that it doesn't work very well if the versions are different across players. So what they want to do is distribute it through Steam so that everybody has the same version all the time, and then that should fix the issues with the drafting program. So yeah, vote on them on Greenlight and help them out. It's a really cool addition to the game.
Yeah, make it happen. Okay, so last on our list of news bits is actually more news.
We have a new channel for news.
Yeah.
The newsletter. As some of you probably know already, you could give us your email for the longest time for a honeydew skin, and
And recently we also introduced that same option with Robo Scoop
right.
during conventions. During conventions, you would sign up with your email and your name and your email address. You would get a Robo Scoop by email, but you automatically also sign up for the newsletter.
Right.
And now you think newsletter, isn't that just stuff I already know about Awesomenauts?
Right.
Well, no. It's gonna be news. It's gonna be new information, but also coupons and
deals. So in the first one, there's going to be a real cool one. It's going to be a coupon 50% off on Starstorm. So I'm actually going to send it out right after this show. I think it's too late to sign up now. You won't be on that list, but there's going to be lots of other cool goodies coming soon. And yeah, if you haven't done so already, sign up. You're going to get free honeydew either way.
Yeah, and there's also there's some cool stuff in there. Be sure to read it, and if you don't have Starstorm yet, it's a great opportunity to pick it up, and maybe else you can make somebody who doesn't have the newsletter happy with a cool coupon.
That's a good idea.
So I think let's give away a Robo Scoop. Do we have that set up? In a way, or should we?
Let's do the Twitter for one first. Right. So what we're gonna do now is we have a Robo Scoop giveaway on Twitter. We're gonna send out a tweet that you need to retweet and hopefully help us boost the stream a little bit inside. And we'll be raffling a Robo Scoop amongst everybody who retweets that tweet in specifically. And we'll announce that winner by the end of the show.
Awesome. The tweet is live, so check out the Ronimo Games Twitter account, retweet the tweet.
Yes.
And yeah,
help the show.
Get yourself in the race for Robo Scoop.
Exactly.
Okay.
I see on our list there's a trailer.
Do we want to show that, or do we want people to be surprised by it in the thingy? There's also the thing of music in the background. I'm not sure if we were.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Let's skip it for now. There's a really cool
video we made, and you're gonna see it at some point. But I'm not gonna give anything away.
Yeah. So the next thing we're gonna talk about could have been included in the news segment, but it's more worthwhile to put it in its own.
The news is too big for the news section.
Yeah, it wasn't. Is it news? You guys knew it was coming. So, Koen, hit the button. Let's talk about Design-Your-Naut 2.
It's gonna go live today. Somewhere.
Surprise.
I know some of you guys have been waiting for this for a long time and are not really surprised because we've been teasing and talking about it over the last few weeks. But it's going to go live now, today. So you'll be able to submit your ideas to us very soon.
Yeah, and to give you guys a bit of a running start, to give you guys some tips and tricks.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about that a little bit for now. What are we looking for? What should you look for in your submission? What's important?
Yeah, well, maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. For some of you who might not know what we're talking about.
Oh, that's a good point.
We're going to have a contest for a new Awesomenauts, and we're going to let you guys design it. So everybody can send in their ideas, and we're going to pick a couple of the best ones, and then let you guys vote, I think.
Yep.
And then the final one will be actually made into an Awesomenauts and put into the game. And
well, the 2 doesn't stand for nothing because it's the second time we're doing this, and for everybody who did not know, and I mean, you guys watching probably know this, but Swiggins was the original Design-Your-Naut.
Right.
It was designed by one of the community members. The art was designed by one of the community members, and so that could be your character, your design.
Yep.
You could create the next Swiggins, basically.
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of great ideas floating around, and this is your chance to actually get it into the game. We're only going to allow one application per entrant, though, so make sure it's your very best one.
Yeah, if you're not sure about your own which one is your best idea, maybe you can ask other people what do they think is the best idea.
I mean,
which one would they vote for? Just ask around.
I mean, help each other out. Post your ideas in the forums and get some feedback on from your teammates and or from your fellow players. And see which one of your ideas is best. And we're also going to give you some pointers right here, right now, right?
Yeah, right here, right now. So, what is it we're looking for? I mean, you're one of the designers of Awesomenauts. You're one of the guys who worked on the original 6.
Right.
Who did a lot of... so what are you looking for in a character design? What's important? Well, there's so many aspects. You can
Yeah, right.
look at his abilities, his backstory, what he looks like, what he moves like. But what's the most important thing?
Yeah, the problem really is that it needs to be a total package. It should all fit. You know, the skills should fit with the theme. The skills should fit with each other, and the way he moves, and the way it should all feel like a coherent whole. That's I think the most important bit. So if you have a cool story for a backstory for a guy, and he have a cool idea for how he looks, but his skills don't really fit with that theme, or don't really fit with each other, then it doesn't really work. And if you have some really cool abilities, then make sure you have a cool idea for how that would fit into the Awesomenauts universe, or how that might be explained. So for instance, for Swiggins, he has an ability where he can chain people to the level.
Yeah.
And he's also a squid, a captain that carries around an anchor, and I don't know, the whole thing just all fits together really well.
So yeah, it's really important that everything fits together, and that's synergy between his abilities, that they work together. You can have two really cool abilities, which are fantastic ideas, but they don't really mix together. It doesn't work. They need to fit together as well, and that's why, well, everybody knows the Swiggins combination of you pull yourself in, and then you lock them down.
Yeah.
It works really well together, and aside from working well together, it also works well with other characters within the roster. So not only synergy within the character itself, but also with other characters within the roster. So think about that. Make sure it fits within the Awesomenauts universe, both story-wise, but also mechanical.
Yep. And that's, I mean, it's the total package, which is the reason why Swiggins made it to the last 5 and eventually to the
top. Yeah, that's number 1. So yeah, and a cool backstory with a lot of information and stuff is really cool. But if the abilities aren't really, if the abilities don't fit the backstory, that's also a problem.
Yeah,
it's also well, it should fit better, but also the abilities should also be interesting.
Right. I think, despite what I just said, the abilities are definitely the most important part. I mean, if you have a cool Naut that can do cool stuff in the game, then, I mean, we can always figure out a cool story to fit with that, but a cool combo of abilities is I think the core.
It's the core
of a cool Naut. Yeah,
definitely. So, do we have any more tips?
Yeah, Koen, do you have any?
Well, I have a question.
Okay, Koen, hit it.
How many Nauts can they submit?
One application per person. I think I just said that.
Yeah.
Yep. So make sure it's your very best idea.
Yeah.
If you're thinking of entering. Oh, and prizes. People might be wondering the prizes.
Yeah. What are the prizes?
We'll be sending out a. Okay, the winner will get a clunk, which we only have very few left. Yeah. The limited, their limited edition now. The giant. Can you get that one?
This one.
Yeah.
Which is it's very
really
it's
cool.
very limited edition now.
It's massive. We'll have shirts for the top 5. We'll have icons, in-game, custom, specific to the Design-A-Naut contest too. So if you are one of the top 5 winners, everybody's going to be able to tell in-game that
you were one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were one of the finalists.
Right.
So yeah, there's prizes. It's not just getting your character in game, which is awesome enough. You're also getting some cool swag.
Right. And
so,
there's more to come, more to announce. So
look for more news on the Design-Your-Naut contest in the future. It will be going live today.
Right. It's gonna be posted.
It's live right now.
Yeah, it's live.
Awesome.
Okay, awesome.
Sorry about that.
Also, I want to stress, don't rush it.
Yeah.
It's going to be up for a while. We're going to be really clear when it ends, when your submission ends. No need to rush it. Just take your time with your best idea, submit it,
exactly,
and mull it over, and then,
it's it's a Facebook survey, and it should be live now. I don't know, Koen might be, could you post the link to the contest survey into the chat as well? Cool.
Okay, cool. Well, I guess that's that for
Closes
the
off.
for the Design-Your-Naut competition.
Good luck, everybody. We're looking forward to seeing some really cool submissions.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot to read, I guess.
Yeah.
Just like last time.
Last time was crazy.
Yeah.
And, we're expecting this one to get even better. So,
Yeah.
good luck.
Wanna go to the next bit, or do you wanna do a Robo Scoop?
Yeah.
Wanna do a Robo
What do you
Scoop?
guys think? What do you guys think? Okay, let's do a Robo Scoop.
Let's do a Robo Scoop. Do you have a cool keyword? I guess something along with Design-Your-Naut. Let's honor the previous winner, and the keyword for the Robo Scoop will be Swiggins.
Yes.
So if you want to have a chance at a Robo Scoop,
Type Swiggins.
type Swiggins, and you'll enter the raffle. So let's do it.
Is
Okay.
it live? Is it spamming? Can we see the chat?
Yay!
Awesome.
Nice. So let's give it a few more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think it was almost exactly 100 entries as well. Awesome, Kaio!
Awesome,
Congratulations!
Kyle, you won. Congratulations,
You
everybody.
won yourself a Robo Scoop. Go
Well
show
done,
it off.
everybody, I guess.
Okay.
There's gonna be more, so don't worry.
Yeah, we're gonna do another Robo Scoop at the end of the show. So keep your butts in your seats.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere, because our next item is actually pretty cool. I think. Well, it's something interesting. I've been browsing the questions for the Streamy show and all kinds of stuff, and a lot of people are always asking, how do you create a knot, and
Right.
what are your thoughts on it, and how did it go, and all stuff like that. So we've decided to do a bit of a look back at the previous character,
The
like
last
Ksenia.
night? Yeah, Ksenia.
Yeah. So we're gonna walk through it, the process a bit, how it started off, because this was one of the characters we did a bit of a different way, a different approach than
Right.
we regularly do. So yeah, let's start it off. So when we create a character, the first step is often different.
Yeah. So there's a couple of different ways that lead to a knot. Sometimes a designer like me makes a prototype for a way a character should move and do some skills or stuff. Or sometimes artists get a brain fart. They have some cool creative doodles in their backlog, and they lead to inspiration for a new character.
Yeah. Well, in this case, it was a bit of a combination.
Yeah.
There was an idea. Fabian had an idea of a type of character he wanted to make.
Right.
He wanted to make it was
Assassination.
assassin Malik type of character, and it should be a woman. It should be sexy and cool.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the concept I started with. The assassin part is, in Awesomenauts terms, pretty broad.
Yeah. There's many ways to kill a knot.
Many ways. Yeah, exactly. So you start off with a lot of sketches. The ones you see now are the first ones. It was you see a big hammer. There's more kung fu type without any weapons.
Right.
So still looking for the type of character.
Yeah.
But most of the time when you're doodling stuff like this, at a certain point you hit one thing.
Yeah. I think the knives are one of the things that were
Yeah.
pretty early.
And in this case it was the knife. It's the sketch. Well, there's one with
Sketch with the booty.
yeah. With there's two. She's holding the two sides, and that was the one I thought. Okay, yeah, we don't have that yet.
Yeah.
We don't have a dual wielding character with
Right.
really short weapons, and that's really cool. So let's run with that. And then you get this set of sketches, which is you see they're all with dual wielding.
Yeah.
They're all holding the knives. Once in a while you switch back to swords. Nope,
Yeah.
I want to go back to the knives.
So during this process, I mean, between the last sketch and this sketch, there's a couple of days where we sit around, look at what kind of ideas we have. We talk, we brainstorm, and we all decide that we like the knives, and we like. I think around this time also the idea of having her eyes blocked in some way.
Yeah, then it's those kinds of things, because when you're the artist was in this case me, I was doodling stuff, and then people walk up and they say, I like this aspect, I like this aspect,
Right.
and then if multiple people point out, in this case, the blocked eyes, the face mask,
Right.
you run with it and you try different face masks. And during the end of these sketches, where in the bottom you're already seeing it's going towards the final design, there is the meeting with the more about the gameplay.
Right.
Then we're actually looking at skills.
Right. So in this case, the skill came kind of late or near the end of it. So when we to fit with that, Tim made some more active doodles on how she could move around and stuff. But we had a meeting based on the way the visuals evolved, and what good kind of skills, and also what kind of character would fit with that theme. And that was also at the same time that we decided a hairdresser would be really funny and a really great fit with the visuals that have been developed over time.
Yeah, because if the character looked tough and cool and all that stuff, but you want the funny element in there as well. So you're trying to bring the comedy in there through other means. In this case, the backstory with the hairdresser and the virtual reality, and it fits the goggles, and so that's you work in the virtual reality goggles, which a lot of people recognize in the Oculus Rift, and so you mix that together, and then you get a more complete package, and then you go do doodles like this, which if you read Joost's blog, you might recognize these from. I did the same thing for Scoop and for Nips and all kinds of stuff.
Right.
You do a lot of doodles to see how would the character move, how would she be alive, basically.
Right.
So that's the next step, and at this point, Fabian starts with a lot of the design. Yeah.
Start iterating design, and I think also usually you make a couple of. I don't know if that's after this, where you make a couple of frames.
Yeah, that's it comes from this. Yeah.
Right. So basically, it's a whole it's an evolutionary process where every time 10 new, well, basically in this case, doodles are on offer, and people pick and pick and pick until it evolves into something that we all love to see in game. Yeah.
So, if we get the next slide, yes. So this is where we were close to the final design. Now when I was looking up these pictures for this for the stream, I saw this almost final version, and I was actually thinking, what was I thinking? It's not working at all. The proportions are wrong, and there's a lot of stuff that doesn't work for me in this old picture. But I see that now. But then I was on it. I was every day in, day out. I was looking at the same stuff. So at one point you don't see it anymore. Yeah. So then if you look at the little screenshot sketches, that's when you realize, when you put it in a screenshot, you realize, oh, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So then in this case, Gijs, our lead artist, did a little overpaint and added some details, tweaked some proportions, and that's where the final design actually came to be.
Yeah. Usually artists help each other out to give each other a different perspective on how they think stuff looks, and taking that into account further evolves the character if an artist in particular is stuck.
Yeah.
I must say, I still like the idea of the scissors on the back. I think that came from the anime, right? What's it called? Kill la Kill?
Yeah.
But it didn't really... in game it didn't really work visually.
No, it's visual really clutter, and it doesn't...
It became really messy to tell what was going on.
Exactly. And from this point, at this point, Fabian is still iterating on the design, trying out some stuff with how the abilities work, and stuff that's already been laid down, and the coding team makes some stuff for that. Mm-hmm. And he's working with that, but he's still working with temporary graphics. In this case, I think it was Leon.
Right, Leon
appropriately was the temporary graphic.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. So usually what happens is we take an existing character, which is, I guess, closest. But now we have 20 characters to pick from, and we pick the character that is closest in abilities to the one we are currently developing.
Yeah.
And then try and transpose the skills.
In general, ranged characters tend to be Lone Star, and melee characters tend to be lead-ons
Yeah.
in this case.
Exactly.
But in this case, the stealth is also a close factor, of
Yeah.
course. But after this, the actual final thing gets made, and in the next slide you can see how it's put into Photoshop. All the different parts get made for animation. And then you put that into After Effects, which is the next slide. This is all, I'm rushing through this, so you start animating it, and then during this time there's still iteration going on, and then it gets put into the game, and then yeah, and from here on it's basically just balancing and tweaking, right?
Yeah.
So from and at this point the graphics are done. A lot of special effects get done in when we're working with such a big team as we're doing now.
Yeah.
Different people tend to do different things on art as well.
Right. Nowadays, a lot of stuff is developed in parallel. So usually, or traditionally, it would have been while we were working on Sword Soldiers, it was mostly up to you to also do like special effects and all kinds of other elements that come into the visuals of the character.
Yeah.
But nowadays we can split it up, and basically the visuals get developed way faster by the end of it.
Yeah,
It's
it
really nice.
saves us some time, and we can work on other stuff for the patch and work on skins for the new character.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff gets done at the same time. So that's, and then in the end it all comes together. The special effects is there, all the abilities are done, the balance is there. Well, that's debatable, of course, for everybody, but it's been in beta and everything's been fixed and tweaked, and we've made some adjustments, because if you look at the earlier versions of her Photoshop file, she had different skin color, she had a different shadow tweaks here and there, so we tweak certain different parts and different elements of the character throughout all this development, but in the end it all comes together, and then, well, you have what we see on screen now.
Yep.
The final character.
Because we have a fairly flexible workflow, we can still at a fairly late stage change like things like skin color or different details on their clothes and stuff, and we can just re-render the animations based on that. And another thing, I think the special effects are also very impactful normally on I mean, when we did the characters in the past, usually the special effects came after the character itself was developed, and you can really tell. As in, if the special effects are not done, the things you do in the game seem to be very weak, regardless of how strong they really are. And when you finally create some nice impacts for when stuff is happening, it all starts to feel more powerful, even though the numbers are the same.
Yeah.
So it's all, like I said with the contest, it needs to be a real coherent.
It needs to be a complete package.
Yeah.
And that's and hopefully we've created that with Ksenia, and I feel like we've accomplished that.
Oh yeah.
And we hope to do it with all the upcoming characters as well.
Yeah, I mean. No, but
balance is always debatable, right?
Exactly. She still needs work, and as all nauts do, they constantly get refined and upgraded. So.
Yeah. Okay, I hope that gave you some insight into how it works when we create a character and how that goes.
And I mean, this is just one of the ways we do it. We've done it in different ways in the past, and we might, tell you one of those stories in the future.
Exactly. So we're nearing the end. We're gonna do some questions and stuff. We haven't prepared this as well as we should have, because we posted on Reddit and we took some questions, but with all the hassle up front, I haven't been able to get those questions up. I got a lot of them in my head though. Maybe Koen can pop them up while we're filling time with some questions I do remember. On Reddit.
Oh.
The Reddit. So, but a trend I picked up in both the thread, which we made for a previous show, and on the forums, was a lot of people ask, how do you guys make skins? How do you
come up with skins?
What's the process behind that? And since I've done a massive amount of skins in the past almost 3 years, I can probably tell you a bit about that. First off, skins tend to come in different ways. I think we've talked about Gnariachi in the past and how he came to be. It was an idea of somebody, and it developed into a skin over time.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, for new characters, for instance, we try to release them with a skin. So we just do concept art for skins. A lot of people throw out ideas. We mostly make a place where people can put their ideas for skins, for possible skins. Maybe somebody thinks, oh, this character could have a really cool pirate themed skin or a robot skin that does this and this. And so those get sketched out, and you put your own ideas onto the character, and then we vote on it. We meet about it. What's the coolest thing? What's new? Because we can add pirate skins for everything. That will be boring in a way.
Yeah, and I mean, we also keep an eye on the forums, and I know you guys have a lot of cool ideas for skins, and yeah, we do steal them occasionally, or if we see something really inspired and cool, we're not afraid to use that to make a new skin. And I mean, the ideas can, if it's a good idea, it doesn't really matter where it comes from, right? If it's a good idea, it's a good idea, and it makes a great skin. But yeah, sometimes we feel like the character needs more skins because they have very few skins, which happens. And then we just focus.
Yeah, and most of the time we try to look at which ones don't have enough skins, and we try to work on skins for those. But oftentimes, when there's a cool idea for a skin, you just want to go with it, and you want to work on that idea because working on something you're enthusiastic about.
Oftentimes, most of the skins that made it into the game are skins we were all really excited about seeing. You know, seeing guys as always in pirate suits or really crazy outfits. Yeah. That fit well. I mean, I think Voltaire Bonaparte is one of the recent ones I really like, and of course, Electronic Supersonic, Electronic Rocco. I love that one. So good.
So yeah, that's how we do it with skins. So Koen popped some of the questions there now, and remember, I think the top one is that's the one we're gonna do. Eventually, that's the one I did remember, of course. So another question that pops up a lot, and which we can always address is, what is the progress on the Happy Matchmaking server? I think we can always the same answer basically.
Yeah, well, it's getting happier every day, I guess.
Yeah, because that's the point. Dennis and Martin are still working on it every day, and they keep us updated every day, and they say, yeah, we're working on this and this part of it, and it's coming together, and we're getting really close to testing it with you guys, but we're not there yet. And
I think
so, and with you guys, I mean them telling us. So we haven't played with it either.
Nope, we haven't played it. What I can tell you is that I know that recently they started working on doing IP testing between clients, so that everybody who connects with the Happy Matchmaking server will be asked to connect with every other player, so that the Happy Matchmaking server has a kind of an image on how well the connectivity is between everybody, and you'll take that into account when making new matches, so that hopefully everybody's experience playing the game will improve by that. And I think they told me that they hoped within a couple of weeks that we can start testing internally, and well, that's always the beginning of getting it out externally.
Yeah. With stuff like this, it needs a lot of testing. It needs to be good. We can't half-ass this, basically. No, exactly. It needs to be good, and because when something like matchmaking isn't working correctly, you can break the entire game.
Exactly. So
and you don't want that.
You know, even when internal testing starts, it will still take a while before we are ready to ship it. Yeah, we're getting close to.
Yeah. Hope that puts you up to date a bit with regards to Happy Matchmaking server. When you ask us about that, that's probably gonna be the answer. Maybe we'll say that we finally tested it ourselves, and
you know, we have people working on it constantly, and this constant progress. It's just such a massive undertaking. It takes a long time.
So you want to pick a question out of the list? Is there one you'd like to answer aside from the top one, which we'll get to in a second?
Oh yeah. What Naut do you get asked to nerf on a daily basis? That's funny because I think that's also the Naut that gets asked to buff on a daily basis. I think Leon is one of the one.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
The one that is most talked about. I think especially newcomers to the game consider the infinite invisibility to be really overpowered, even though it doesn't seem to be so in real life cases. I don't know. I don't think it is, at least. But we also have a very big fan of Leon right here in the office.
Who constantly asks for buffs
Yeah.
for the character.
Who always feels that.
Regardless how overpowered or
underpowered
underpowered he is, he always
asks
needs
for
buffs.
more buffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Leon is the right answer.
Yeah, and Leon also, because he can take you by such surprise. That especially.
That you feel frustrated and it's unfair and that he's overpowered.
Yeah.
Exactly. He brings up a lot of emotions. He can yeah.
Right,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
the kind of guy he is. I mean, he's French, so he's very emotional. Koen just posted another good question, which I think is the last one we'll do before we
Get to the big one.
get to the cool question. Well, the cool question, the one we have a picture for, which is the upside of preparing for questions. So
I mean, all your questions are cool. Don't worry.
but if we prepare
take
for
it
them,
personally.
we have pictures, and pictures are cool.
Yeah.
So is there any news about the new map? Well, it's been in open beta for a bit now, and I think there's already been some changes.
Oh yeah. There's been some tweaks here and there. I think nothing major, but yeah, I think the space opened up at the top, and some platforms have moved a little bit. I don't know when we're gonna.
Yeah, the other big thing is that, well, the work on the art has started.
Yeah.
Had some a slight delay because of other stuff that came up, but the art for it has been starting to get there, and yeah, so there's progress, definitely.
And I mean, we're still obviously also gathering feedback on what you guys think of the current version.
Yeah.
Which we're still taking into account for the. I mean, I'm not sure if the next. I don't think the next patch will include the final version of the map, but the next iteration, and we want to really make it into a great map.
Yeah, we're really glad with the open beta approach.
Yeah.
Which gives us a lot of feedback, and so it's easier for us to gather feedback this way and then adjust the map before all the art gets made, and then we put it live, and then it turns out that some stuff isn't working at all, and then we have to adjust it, and it's way more work to adjust it then.
Yeah, as you guys might have known in the past, we've adjusted maps, but we've always been really hesitant to do it because it's such an huge amount of work because of the hand painted look that all the maps carry. So we want to get it right before we actually go into that process.
Yeah.
Or finalize it.
Yeah. So last question for the day. It's one that was it on Reddit or was it on the forums? I can't. It was on Reddit. The question was, can you tell us about any nauts that never made it past the drawing board? So that's a cool question because obviously there are. If you've made so many characters, there's bound to be a ton of them that don't make it, or that make it in a way, because that's the thing, right?
Yeah. With the whole evolutionary process for developing nauts, there's always this backlog of great and maybe not so great ideas that suddenly fit into this character that you're developing right now. So while we have a lot of nauts, semi-complete nauts that never made it, most of their skills ended up getting into the game.
Yeah.
So can you tell us about some of these?
Yeah, well, the ones you're seeing now, there's bound to be, maybe some of these skills you're seeing now will end up in some way or another in a character in the future. So you're seeing unused concepts right now. Some of them are really old, some of them are
fairly new even. Yeah.
Fairly new. Well, fairly new is a relative concept as well. But you might see them in a character in the future because then we think of an ability that fits really well with it.
Yep.
And remember that thing we thought of all the way back, and then
Exactly.
Fits
And
together.
I mean, these are even just the visual ones. We also have, of course, a lot of textual ideas.
yeah. These
Not
happen to be.
everybody
We can put pictures of these
Yeah.
up, so it's cool.
Pictures.
So
are
yeah,
always
if you some of you might
think,
recognize the top right one
good. Oh, tell me.
because he was nicknamed the Wazzle.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people know this, and eventually that name, because that name was always in the
Yep.
files, and people gathered that name from the files. In the end, Rocco is
Yeah,
The
Rocco
Wazzle.
is Wazzle, even though he ended up
with
nothing like that character.
Yeah, like the character you're seeing now. So that character, for instance,
Only
he
the
had a long ranged.
snare, I think.
I think it was a stun with
Oh, yeah.
damage, and he had all these little creatures on his back that he could toss off, which would do stuff. I'm not
Yep.
really exactly sure what they were doing. Maybe
It was cool stuff.
probably attack his enemies.
Yep.
And
Only the development name stuck, I guess.
yeah,
I think the one in the middle, right, those rockets. I think that might be an inspiration for one of the upgrades for Durple, right?
yeah. It might also look a bit like what Vinny and Spike ended
yeah.
up with.
Yep.
I'm not really sure from this quick
This
doodle.
particular doodle, no.
You know, rockets shooting all around. It
Yep.
could be homing as well.
Yep.
Could be cool.
But you know, these are just some examples of ideas that never made it into the game. For now, anyway.
Yeah, definitely. So there's always ideas going around. I mean, you guys are always thinking of characters and abilities and things that would be cool in the game. We're also doing the same, and we're also sharing them with each other and gathering them in the same place. And
Yep.
once in a while, when we want to create a new character, and you rifle through those old designs. Sometimes you do it based on visuals. We also have a backlog of all kinds of
Doodles,
sketches and
sketches.
doodles,
Yep.
and oh, that was a cool doodle. That was actually a cool doodle. Maybe we could work on that. That's actually how Rocco was
Came to me,
designed.
yeah.
Yeah. He was based on a doodle that I think I made for Nibs,
Oh.
which gives you an idea of how
Yep, how this
bizarrely
works.
different Nibs looked
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the earlier stages. And then it turned into Rocco. It wasn't even a bird, by the way, the original sketch.
Oh, really?
It was purely the idea of an archer.
Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah.
where it came from.
Hmm.
So sometimes it's based on that, on a sketch. Sometimes it's based on ideas we had in
Yep.
the past. So these are some of the designs that never made it past the drawing board, literally.
Yep. And I mean, even even if you don't really win the Design-Your-Naut contest version 2, know that the list of ideas that we got from the last contest is still floating around the office and occasionally gets brought up. And I know there are some ideas that we saw on that list that we still think are really cool and
Might get
occasionally-
used some
yeah,
days.
exactly.
So yeah, I think that's it for the questions. We're gonna close off with one last Robo Scoop,
Right.
and then we'll wrap it up. So what are we gonna do for? Shall we
For
do?
a
Oh no,
word.
shall we just do Wazzle for the keyword? We're gonna do
Let's do
Wazzle. Waddle. So if you want to get your hands on a Robo Scoop, type in the word Wazzle in the next few seconds,
Yep.
next 10 seconds or whatever.
So-
We'll wing it, and then you get entered into the raffle for the Robo Scoop, and you might win it. So I'm gonna wait for it to reach 100 again.
Also, if you're just tuning in, on we're raffling a Robo Scoop right now, but we're also holding a raffle on Twitter. You've seen our tweet about that. Retweet that and get another chance at the Robo Scoop.
Yeah, and our lucky winner for this Robo Scoop was Later-O. Later yo. So congratulations on your Robo Scoop. Have fun with it, and like Jasper said, if you weren't lucky with the raffles today during the stream, retweet.
Our tweet about Robo Scoop and
Yeah.
get another chance.
You get another chance, yeah. And
Yeah.
else there will always be next time, because we're doing these streams every 2 weeks. So be sure to check in. We'll not sure what we're gonna do next time. But
It's
good.
always going to be Robo Scoops.
there's always going to be Robo Scoops, and it's always going to be fun, and there's probably always going to be technical difficulties.
Sorry about that.
So again, sorry about the crappy audio this time. We'll
We'll
definitely
work on
fix it for next time, unless hardware hates us.
Yeah, I mean, things just spontaneously stop working, which is really annoying.
Yep, you prepare so well, and it doesn't always end up the way you want it to. But thanks for watching. Tune in next time.
Can we do the video?
Okay. Yeah, just.
We have a really cool video made. I mean, we have Awesomenauts been around for a while, and a lot of people have played in the past, but stopped playing for some reason over these years, and we trying to want to do something to try and help them getting back into the game. So we created a video, particularly with that purpose in mind.
With that purpose in mind, and it resulted in a really cool video. It hypes me up every time I watch
it gets me really hyped for the future of Awesomenauts.
For all the cool things to come.
I basically regard it as our recruitment video for now. It's really cool.
So we're gonna watch that now. Thanks for watching, guys. Tune in next time, and here's the video.